G'day friends and welcome to another one of my videos. Now today we're out in the field, we're in the bush, we're going to go for a bushwalk. Hopefully I don't get bitten crazy by mosquitoes, but today we're going to be talking about the DJI Pocket 2. Now this video has been filmed entirely on the DJI Osmo Pocket 1, which is the first gen of this little device. So let's have a chat to see if there's any improvements. Is it worthwhile, let's say, investing into one of these or even upgrading? Let's have a chat about it, so stick around. So from a form factor, the device has stayed pretty much the same. There hasn't been too many changes to the actual body, but I have an opinion about DJI, which is that I believe that they're the accessory king. They love creating accessory, and I think it's a big cash flow for them. As you probably realize, there's some new gimbals out on the market, and both the gimbal and the Pocket 2 have let's say, an additional pack that comes with more and more accessories. So, you know, that was one of my biggest gripes when I actually got this device in the beginning, that it's not fully complete. You actually need to get a lot of the accessories in order for it to give you that, you know, reality that you can actually do the video and do it successfully. So let's talk a little bit about some of the changes that have come along, and then also let's talk about some of the things that really have not changed so much. So there has been an improvement in the sensor. So we're getting a brand new sensor. It's a tiny little bit bigger, and that's going to allow us to, I guess, capture more information and hopefully get a lot more visuals out of this device. The actually aperture is pretty good. It's gone from 2.0 to 1.8, which means that it's going to let a lot more light in. Now this is the first sort of gotcha, and if you can have a look, I'm standing here in the bush and I've got a little ND filter. So I've got about 6 stops of ND on this particular device, and for me to keep it at a steady frame rate of 1/50 means that I really can't not use an ND filter. It has to be on there in order to keep a steady frame rate, because what happens is that because of the, I guess, the aperture being so large, or, you know, letting so much light in, what I find is that the frame rate changes very quickly in changing conditions like this one, to compensate for all that light coming in. So what you find is, in some areas where there's a lot of light, you'll get frame rates of up to 1/25. Then it'll fluctuate to 1/100, you know, and even to 1/400, depending on, you know, sort of what's happening. So if you're looking for a cinematic look, you're going to have a little bit more trouble with this particular device, and you really won't be able to get away with it without using ND filters. Now, one of the concerns of the earlier edition was the fact that the field of view may not be worthy for vlogging. Obviously, holding the device in your hand and then trying to, you know, film yourself was just a little bit too close, and you don't really get this outdoor goodness we are getting today. Now, DJI has come up with a little, I guess, accessory, which is a little filter that you put on the device's camera that clicks in there and then allows you to, you know, capture a bigger field of view. That really never really worried me, because I love using the stick. Obviously, it does the job. Maybe it's not very discreet, but, you know, at least it helps you do what you're meant to do, and you can extend it as far as you want, you know, to get more and more field of view, and that's even without me stretching my arms out like this. So, you know, obviously, you know, you can do a lot when you got it on a selfie stick. But I'm glad that DJI in some way are acknowledging the fact that the lens may not necessarily have the field of view that's required for vlogging. So this is a good stopgap. Hopefully in the next version they'll play around with that and make it more of a permanent solution. But there is no doubt that the reason you purchased this device, or you're thinking about purchasing this device, it's stabilization. So I've got the follow mode on at the moment. I've put a box on the application that I've got connected to the device right now, and that box goes around my face. And what it's doing, it's actually following or tracking my face wherever I go. So if I sort of go this way, it follows me here. If I get back over here, it's doing its thing. So it does a wonderful job. Obviously you have different modes of stabilization. You've got the follow mode where when you're pointing it forward, it'll actually follow the motion of your hand and make nice easy movements. But at the same time, you've got the tilt lock, where if you sort of tip the device to its side, you get all those beautiful I guess controlled movements. So that is probably why you're going to get this device. Now, you have not lost that at all when it comes to the version 2 of this device. So you're still going to get that gimbal goodness that everyone loves, and obviously it has so many other features. But the one that I want to talk about is the sound, because that's changed and it's gone through a little bit of an overhaul. Now, the original device had two microphones. There was one pointing forward, which unfortunately, anytime you attached any accessory, whether it was the mount or even the extension rod, it would cover it. So then they had an additional microphone input at its base, and that sort of got around the issue. But anytime you sort of got into a windy situation, you would find that the sound recording became unusable when you were using this device. Now today, just in case, I bought my Zoom H1 and tethered it right next to the Pocket 1, just in case there was any sort of sound issues. Don't know whether it was going to be windy or not. I did also bring my little dead cat for the Zoom one, just in case we needed to use secondary sound, because the sound recording is a little bit flaky. But what's changed in Pocket 2? Well, what they've done is they've added additional microphones. So now there's 4. They're pointing in different directions. So if you are walking about like this and you want to hear the goodness of this particular creek bed, and I'll stay nice and quiet, hopefully you'll hear it. It will be able to sort of capture that sound and that ambient sound, but also keep the voice, clear, especially when you're moving around. So that could be a benefit. But one of the things that I'm a little concerned about is, now that you've got 4 mics pointing in different directions and you don't have any wind protection, does that mean that you're going to have wind noise from different angles? And so that's something that until I get my hands on the actual device, I really won't know how much of a benefit having more mics is going to be without some wind protection for the device itself. Now, from my perspective, the Pocket 1 and the Pocket 2 are B-roll beasts, right? These guys have so many little features packed into the device that it makes it, really cool to just have in your pocket or in your bag when you're out and about. And you can have, your vlogging camera, but then you have the Osmo Pocket or the Pocket 2, depending on what you want to buy, to use as B-roll. Now, it does wonderful hyperlapse, and I'm going to give you an example of that as well. But it also has slow-mo. Now, unfortunately, the slow-mo in the original device has a really big crop factor. I think it's a ×4 crop factor. But they've made improvements in the new device, so now you only have a ×2 crop factor when you are recording things in slow-mo. But any improvements welcome. You know, the device itself is already a B-roll beast, so now just an improvement on the slow-mo is more than welcome. So yeah, that's some really good features as they improve the device over every series. Okay, so what am I really happy about? I'm really happy about the fact that we still have awesome 4K recording. Now, I'm recording this in 4K natively on the Pocket, and it is a wonderful clarity that you get from this device. Especially if you got the cinematics on. I think it requires just a little bit of touch up in post-production. Make sure that you're not overexposed or underexposed. I think that's easy to do in something like Premiere. And I'm really happy that in a pinch and with the lighting conditions being very steady, the device can really work very well in auto mode if you need to actually do that. And so I think the beauty of this device is the fact that you can just whip it out of your pocket and then do some creative stuff, very, very quickly. So that's, it's actually not lost anything there. Now, I was watching another review, and it did tell me that in some recording functions, we've lost the ability to change the white balance to auto settings. So for example, you can change it to auto, or you can change it to a different Kelvin, but you don't have those presettings where you can just choose sunlight, cloudy, that sometimes make it really easy when you're in the field to choose the white balance. So that's gone. Hopefully in software or firmware they'll bring that back, because when you have a new iteration of a device, you don't want to lose features. You actually want to keep on growing those features, and there's really no reason to take that off. So hopefully they'll bring that back. Okay, so what am I not too happy about? So I'm not too happy about the fact that you still have to rely so much on accessories to get the job done. Now, I was very happy that one of the new accessories includes a Bluetooth remote, like a Rode Wireless Go, which is a remote recording sound that pairs with an accessory or a base to the Pocket 2. It would have been nice if you could pair it directly with the Osmo, because having these additional accessory packs, from my perspective, and apologies DJI if this is not the case, I feel it's a little bit of a money grab. I mean, adding a wireless device, a Bluetooth device into the Pocket 2, wouldn't have necessarily, made it any bigger than what it is with the accessory on. So hopefully in version number 3, we can have that extra bit of wireless connectivity, so we could obviously get away from having to buy all these additional accessory packs and carry them around. So hopefully that's gets fixed in the next version, and we don't have to worry about it anymore. So in summary, am I happy about the Pocket 2? Well, I'm lukewarm about it. I'm glad that DJI hasn't left it on the cutting room floor and decided to look into investing in developing this particular range, which I'm a big fan of. I actually was thinking about buying the original Osmo, that sort of microphone looking one from back in the day, and I thought that was a nifty device. What would I love to see in the future? Well, future enhancements, like I said, maybe Bluetooth connectivity for the sound. How about also turning it from 3-axis stabilization to 5 in the future? Wouldn't that be awesome? But all in all, I am very happy with the quality. I mean, 4K, hopefully one day too, the future version has a built-in ND filter. Wouldn't that be awesome as well? So that's on my wish list. Hopefully all these things come to fruition, and we'll have this monster of a mobile recording device that can go anywhere with you. And if DJI actually managed to put all this together, I think it would put a big dent into the vlogger market, because it is something that there's a big demand for. So that's it, guys. That's my video. I hope you enjoyed some of these nice little vistas of the Australian bush. I have to tell you, I haven't tripped over once, and hopefully I don't jinx myself trying to talk into the camera and also walk through a little bit of some treacherous pathways. But I've been having lots of fun recording this in 4K outdoors and enjoying some of the nature. And this is what this device is all about: capturing memories wherever you go, and hopefully you can get them in good quality, and the sound is awesome as well. So hopefully you've been enjoying the sounds of the bird life here in bush here in Australia. So thanks for joining me. If you like the video, give me a like. If you haven't subscribed already, why not? Just won't take you much to just hit that button and hit that bell as well while you're at it. So until the next time, ciao for now.